What is up guys, Zach here from the Chaos Galaxy, and today I'm going to be doing another lore video for the Chaos Galaxy trading card game. Today's video isn't the next chapter in the story, however. It's kind of a prelude, separate part which gives you a lot of background information on the planets and kind of adds depth to the whole storyline. So I'm going to go through all the planets, let you know a bit more about them so you can kind of get a feeling for what's going on in the galaxy. And if you haven't seen the other lore videos, I'd suggest you watch this video first and then go and watch chapter 1 all the way through to chapter 4, which is where I'm up to at the moment. There'll be links in the description to those videos too. Also, I'm kind of timing this with the release of the latest set, which is a reprint set containing cards from all the planets that I've made so far. That should be released by the time I make my next video. But for now, I'm going to get into the Chaos Galaxy lore, Chapter 0, an introduction to the planets. So obviously at the centre of any galaxy, we have the Sun. And then going on from that, the first planet which is closest to the Sun is, as you'd expect, the fire planet of Sheils, which is a relatively small planet. It has a diameter of 6,000 kilometers, which is about 3,700 miles. And to give you some context, Earth's diameter is about 12,700 kilometers. So it's a very small planet, although it is one of the most powerful. The planet's surface temperature is about 480 degrees Celsius, or about 900 Fahrenheit, which is ridiculously hot, as you can imagine, which gives the planet's core a lot of energy, which it kind of spews out in the form of violent volcanoes, the highest of which is Mount Eos, a card that will be released in set 3. It stands about 7,000 meters or 23,000 feet tall, and has been there for millions of years and is the home to a lot of the creatures on the planet Sheils. The first life that was formed on the planet Sheils, the way the calendar in the Chaos Galaxy works, it's measured in years after Harm, Harm standing for Humongous Ancient Rockman, who was the first creature created in the galaxy. When he was created, he kind of kept track of time using this calendar, and it's just stood as a standard measurement in the galaxy. So life was created on the planet Sheils about 1.2 million years after Harm. It was one of the later planets to first have life on it, and the first living creature was Flame, which is quite a basic, not very evolved creature. More on the planet, it's siding in the Great Galactic War. It was on the side of Sindel, so it was kind of an evil planet at that time. And a few facts about it. The first fact is the planet's core draws in energy directly from the sun, making it very powerful. It then releases that energy in violent volcanic eruptions. And this is why the planet Sheils has creatures with a very high power rating. It gets a lot of energy which is released very violently, creating these creatures with strong power. And most of the creatures are lava themed, yet some of the volcanoes on the planet actually spit lightning instead of fire, which is quite exciting. We're yet to see many of those in the galaxy so far, apart from the card Fraxel, but there'll be more of those to come in future. Another fact about the planet is that there are some lava lakes on the planet which come up directly from the planet's core, and these have the ability to actually create life. So if something goes in the lava, it can come out as a kind of mutated being. This is how creatures like Magmol and Meltalon were formed. Also, if living creatures go into the lava lakes, they can often mutate. This is how the Sheosian lava creatures were actually created. So that's a bit on the planet Sheils. The second planet closest to the Sun is the desert planet of Barrow. And this is an absolutely huge planet. It's got a diameter of 59,000 kilometers or 37,000 miles, so it makes Sheils look absolutely tiny by comparison. It's still very hot. Its surface temperature is about 190 degrees Celsius at the equator, and then because the planet's so big, the poles are kind of a lot further away from the sun than the equator, and they're about 70 degrees Celsius each. And this means that the very north and the very south of the planet is much more habitable than the equator, so it's where most of the creatures live, and then around the equator a lot of it's just kind of barren wasteland where no life can really thrive. The largest creature on the planet is the island beast. Because the planet's so big, there's a lot of tectonic plates in the planet which kind of create constant earthquakes, so there's lots of mountains being formed, earthquakes happening, huge pieces of land breaking off, and one of these was brought to life as the combiner creature of the island beast, which is an absolutely huge creature that's the size of a country. Life was first discovered on the planet 0 years after Harm, because Harm, Humongous Ancient Rockman, is from the planet Barrow, so he's the oldest creature in the galaxy. And the most commonly found creature on the planet is Peblo, because there's loads of rocks about. Peblos are very, very commonly found all throughout the planet. Its siding in the Great Galactic War was with the planet Sindian, kind of the justice or good planet. And then a fact about the planet is because it was where life first evolved in the galaxy, there are some very intelligent kind of more evolved creatures on this planet compared to the rest of the planets. So because there's so many intelligent creatures, kind of whole cities and machines have been built here. It was the focal point in the galaxy for kind of the first few million years of the story. And on the north and south of the planet, there are some really kind of thriving civilizations there. And then on the center of the planet, where people don't tend to venture because it's too hot, this is where a lot of wild creatures like the boulder dragons in the Violet Stone Valley and things like that have come to live. The next planet along is the planet Sindel, the hell planet in the galaxy. This, of course, plays a big part in the lore, being the planet that started the Great Galactic War. It used to be part of the planet Sindius. However, after the Great Galactic War, that planet was split in half and Sindel became the half of it closest to the Sun. Sindel has a diameter of about 4,500 kilometers. Back when it was part of the planet Sindius, it was about 9,000 kilometers the radius, so it's slightly larger than the planet Sheils. The temperature on the planet is about 40 degrees Celsius or 105 degrees Fahrenheit, and life started there. It was the second planet for life to form, which was about 500,000 years after Harm. The most commonly found creature there is the creature Skelecral. I feel you'd expect slush to be the most commonly found creature here, although slushes are actually quite rare and are only found in small groups around strange chasms on the planet, which I'll talk about more in a minute. The most intelligent creature on the planet is either Pelfam or Commander Crossbones. They're both kind of military tactical geniuses, and the intelligence of the creatures on the planet is quite strange. There's some very, very intelligent creatures like Pelfam, Crossbones, and then most of the other creatures are just very, very stupid. And this makes it easy for the intelligent creatures to kind of build themselves armies of just sort of drone type creatures that will follow them into any battle. Creatures like these include Tonononononon, Wakumans and Quatriaga. And this kind of huge range in intelligence of creatures is the reason why the planet is so successful at taking military action against other planets. Obviously, the planet's siding in the Great Galactic War was the side of Sindel, it being the planet that sparked the Great Galactic War, being the kind of team leader on the evil side for the battle. A few facts about the planet. There are some mysterious crevices which are yet to be researched by the creatures of the planet Barrow. These are the ones that I've mentioned before that were surrounded by slushes usually. And no one really knows what's inside them, although there have been some kind of sightings of hellish creatures. Nothing that's actually entered one of these crevices has come back the same. They've always been either killed or corrupted to join Sindel's armies. And there have even been reports of dead creatures going inside and returning to life in an evil form once they've come back out, which is kind of very spooky, and the creatures of the planet Barrow are desperately trying to research what's inside these crevices. Another fact is that a lot of the creatures on the planet Barrow have evolved so that they live off eating bones. This will be the only food they need to eat, which is kind of useful when a Skelecral is the most commonly found creature on the planet, but this is how most of the creatures on the planet Sindel live. So guys, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think of these kind of planet introductions to the first three in the galaxy, Sheils, Barrow and Sindel. I'll do the other 4 planets in a second part of the video because this one's just dragging on for quite a while and I do want to go into the planets in quite a bit of detail. So stay tuned for that. Let me know what you think of this, giving more kind of backstory into the planets. But yeah, let me know what your favourite planet is in the comments below and anything you'd like to know more about all of them, and I'll try and do my best to answer your comments. But apart from that, please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at ChaosGalaxyTCG. Stay tuned for my next video, which will be the pack opening for the first Chaos Galaxy reprint set, The Legends of the Cosmos. It will include a lot of the cards you've heard in this story and the lore videos, so stay tuned for that. Get your hands on some packs, there'll be a link to the online store in the description. Watch the other lore videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.